So my calves were seizing up. I had been running 18 miles in the New York City Marathon, and my mind was starting to play tricks on me. I was starting to think, is this it? This is the furthest I've ever ran. Am I going to be able to push through this? The pain was very real. It was very present. I was thinking to myself, how did a new dad stuck in a boring job in the city end up in this position? And could I push through it? Did I have what it takes? And more importantly, why did I choose to do this? Why was I motivated to do this? So it was 2015. My wife and our little 1-year-old daughter just moved to Jersey City, right outside of New York. I was already kind of feeling stuck. Everything seemed okay on paper. I was working as a classical musician, a few gigs here and there, but the city is expensive to live in, so I decided to take a day job. Week after week, it felt like just the same old grind, like I was a spectator to my own life. And I wanted to find something to jolt me out of it. I had been talking to some of my friends that had ran marathons, and I was inspired by people like Casey Neistat and that had been out there racing and doing cool things. And I thought, what does it take to get in the New York City Marathon? So there was only one problem, and that is it's very difficult to get into the NYC Marathon. It's very competitive. Coming by a spot in that marathon is very rare. Luckily I had a workaround. I was able to join Team Boomer. Now the goal became bigger than me. It was more about being stuck in my boring old job. This is about being part of a team. And I was on the hook for raising $4,000 to cure cystic fibrosis, which is a genetic disease that destroys the lungs. My team and I came up with a mantra: trust the process. I had a coach, I had a training partner, Orion, who stuck with me through all the hard parts. The next 6 months were a blur of exhaustion, training, running every day, getting up at cold, dark mornings. And it was more of a mental fight than it was a physical one. I kept pushing through that pain. And it was in a half marathon in Staten Island. It was cold, rainy, and miserable. I pushed through, and I finished. It was that moment it clicked for me that that's just part of it. You feel the pain, and you keep on going. And you train, and you keep doing it. So race day was so exciting. I'm not exaggerating when I say 1 million people show up to cheer you on along the 26 miles across the 5 boroughs in New York. It feels like a 26-mile long party. I felt like I was just riding this roaring wave of human energy and music blasting, people barbecuing, cheering you on. And I was having a great time. I spotted my wife and my daughter in the crowd. I got to say hi to them. It was perfect. And then I hit mile 18, the wall. It's not a metaphor. Your body starts to shut down, and the pain gets real. We're starting to feel defeated. My hopes of finishing under 4 hours was gone, evaporated. But as I was standing there feeling defeated, I started to hear people chant in the crowd my name. I'd written it on my jersey, And every cheer was like a jolt of electricity, a jolt of energy. And I kept going. And those last few miles through Central Park were a mix of pure agony and absolute joy. I finished that race a different person, and I'm so glad I did. So that journey from a dad in a rut to a marathon finisher really helped me believe and realize that our minds are so much more capable and stronger than we let ourselves believe. If you just take that one stubborn step after the other, it's amazing how far you can get. I crossed the finish line a little over my goal time, but I overcame the obstacle, and that made me a new person. And I learned that I could do that. I'd love to hear from you all in the comments. What kind of obstacles, where do you feel stuck? And how are you working through it? Last thoughts with Orion Jones.
A lot of Vaseline.
Vaseline!
Enjoy each and every step. We shut down the city just for you this morning, ladies and gentlemen.
From sea to shining sea, shining sea.
To start the 2016 TCS New York City Marathon. Yes. Make some noise, wave number 2. Yeah. There's over 50,000 runners.
Up there. Alright, we're in for it. No turning back now. See you in 26.2.
Chest, you want those shout outs for the next 26.2, you'll get them. Looking good, gentlemen.
We are. We're starting. We're starting. Here we go. It's on.
This is your first from Sweden. Look, she's running.
It's on. Rainbow. In Brooklyn now.
15 minutes. Distance 8.29 miles. Average pace 9
feeling good.
minutes.
On the bridge. We're about to get off the bridge. Hey!
Finish line today. All right, let's say welcome to Nicholas, Erica,
Well, 26.
Margaret.
And that's how it's done right there. Kids, it's over. The pain is over. Thank you, everyone. Love you. Peace.